Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about Garmin again. It's a Garmin kind of day. And as promised, we're going to talk about how I like to organize and edit my waypoints that I take while I'm out on the water. And this will apply to Garmin Echomap units. So this will apply to pretty much any Echomap. So the Echomap Plus series, the ultra high definition ones, the UHDs, or even the CHIRP or the very first generation of Echomaps, which is this guy here. This is a CHIRP unit. It really is going to be the same process for any of these units. The only difference is this is going to apply to any Garmin unit that has an SD card slot. So you do need to have an SD card slot on your unit. So I believe that applies to any 7-inch, 9-inch, and there may be a size lower. I'll need to double check. I'll put it in the description below. But you do have to have an SD card output. So on your Garmin units, it's the little slot right here that opens up. Goes in there. So as long as you've got the SD card, it'll work. And what the purpose of this tutorial is really how I like to organize my units using the computer so that I don't have to edit anything on here. So what I love to do is while I'm out on the water, I'll go ahead and set waypoints while I fish, and then I'll bring it back home and I'll organize my waypoints. So I'll show you guys exactly how I name my waypoints so I know what they are, some of the icons that I like to use, and maybe it'll give you some ideas about how you could organize your waypoints. Or if you want, add a little comment below and let me know how you organize your waypoints. I mean, you do have to kind of be a little strict about it. You do need to be disciplined that you take your waypoints out, go ahead and edit them, and then re-upload them to your units. Or some people, that's just not their style. Some people just prefer hit the waypoint, hit the waypoint, hit the waypoint, and just load it up full of waypoints and not really have any kind of category to it. You use the default icons. But in this case, listen, if you guys want to organize them and have fun with them, I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? So today, how to get your waypoints off of these units, go ahead and edit them on your desktop where it's just way easier and faster, and then get them back into your units, okay? So let's do it. Now, before we begin, in one of my earlier videos where I talked about updating these units, I had mentioned that there were sort of two ways to do it. One, you can go back and forth to your boat, turn on your chart plotter, and work with the SD card, or like I like to do sometimes, which we'll do today, is I actually like to bring my chart plotter up to the office. So what I do is I bring the cradle with me. So I have like a quick release RAM mount that I use, so that way I can just pop these off whenever I want. If you have your unit cradles kind of permanently installed in your boat, they're bolted down, you would need to get yourself an extra cradle. So in my case, this is the cradle for my 93 SV Plus, and you can get these off of eBay or direct from Garmin. And then you'll need an extra cable. All right, so what I do is I get an extra cable like this guy, and Randall, this is for you by the way, Randall asked me to show this setup specifically, and what I do is on the power wires, on the negative and positive, I add these little alligator clips like that. There you go. Alligator clips, and then what I do is if you want to network your units and you want to practice networking your units in your office, I just add these little clips here. But in my case, I no longer have compatible units, so the Plus cannot be networked with the CHIRPs. You need the same sort of generation in order to do that. So alligator clips, and I just plug that into the back of the cradle. Go ahead and screw that in, and the alligator clips will connect to the negative and positive on a little 12-volt battery that I have here. So this is a 3.8 amp battery, 12-volt that I picked up somewhere. I think it's for like one of those little wheelchair or something like that. I can't remember, but I will put a link to the description below exactly which model this is and where to buy it. But any 12-volt low amperage battery will work, and I mean I charge this maybe once every 2 years. It works great. This is actually an AGM battery, and if you don't know what AGM is, go and check my battery video, and that's it. So let's get this all hooked up, and I'll show you the first step of how to export the waypoints from your unit onto an SD card, okay? So let's get this hooked up. Okay guys, so as I mentioned, you want to make sure that you do have an SD card in your Garmin chart plotter, okay, so in your Echomap. And if you don't know how to use this, or how the SD card works or how to format it, make sure you go and check out my video on how to update your Garmin unit, because I go step by step what kind of SD card you need, how to format it, everything is there, okay? So first step, obviously, we're going to turn on this unit. And like I said, so the steps for this unit versus say a non-touchscreen unit like this guy here take the cover off. So this is, this is the standard kind of first gen look. It'll be the same steps. The only difference is that with this one, we'll do it via the touchscreen, and the other one, you just do it through the menu. So let's let it boot it up. All right, once we're at the main menu, it's very simple. You just click on Nav Info, and then you're gonna click on Manage Data, and you're gonna go to Data Transfer. Give it a minute. And then we're gonna do Save to Card, okay? So this is gonna allow you to save your waypoints to your memory card. And now, if you've never done this before, this will be blank, okay? So you're gonna wanna create a new file name. So you're gonna click the plus, and then just give it a name. So I'll call this Waypoints 2, all right? And then I'll just click on Done down here. And now it's gonna go ahead and run the export. Transfer complete, we're done. So you can go back to the main menu. Or sorry, go back to home, and that's it. We can shut this off, and we're gonna pull out the card. So we're gonna just shut it down, and then open this up. And out comes the card, and now we're gonna go to the computer and do the rest. By the way, guys, just before we begin, I just wanted to say thank you. Literally the day that I am filming this, I just checked the account and we just passed 1,000 subscribers on the channel. I am super pumped. When I first created this channel, that was kind of like my target goal was 1,000. It was just a nice, easy number to try and hit. And it took about a year and I want to say 4 months. So guys, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate all of you that have subscribed. You've hit that like button for me to help build the channel, left comments, questions, just interacted with the channel in some way, guys. Thank you so much. I kind of feel ill-prepared. I probably should have done a contest or something. So look, I'm gonna get my you-know-what together, and I'll put together a 1,000 subscriber contest, even though it's a little late, and we'll see if we can do a giveaway. I actually have a bunch of swag coming in. I've got some stuff that I'm working on, and I got a bunch of tackle coming in. So I'll put together something, and I'll do a contest pretty soon, okay? So yeah, thanks again, guys. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and we'll see how it's going, or how it's gonna go. The channel's growing faster than it ever has, so I'm pretty pumped. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. So next up, we are gonna take the trusty little card reader here, and we're gonna put the SD card in the card reader. And again, I will put a link in the description below to this card reader that I use. But again, in the how to update your chart plotter video, I talk about specifically how to use these, what kind to buy, all that good stuff. Again, so again, for anything that has to do with the card reader or using an SD card with your chart plotter, check out that video. It's all in there, okay? So let's plug this in, and we're gonna move to the computer now, and I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to load on your computer in order to start working on this and how I do it, okay? So let's get on the computer, let's do it. Okay, guys, I've gone ahead and plugged in my SD card reader, and you can see it showed up here as the H drive, and on there you will find, these 3 files. So you've got the journal, the system volume info. These might be hidden, so if you don't have your hidden files enabled like I do, you might not even see these, and all you see is this Garmin folder, and in here will be the data that it exported, as well as an update I've done previously, and in here in user data, and you can see I'm doing this on Canada Day. Yay, happy birthday, Canada. We've got our waypoints that I've created. So these are 2 waypoint files. So this is what we're gonna use. This is what we're gonna be accessing shortly, okay? So the first thing we need to do is we need to install a free piece of software designed and distributed by Garmin, and that is this application here. Okay, guys, once we are good to go, we're going to install a program called Homeport. Now, Homeport is a free piece of software from Garmin. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to sign up for it. It's completely free. And this will allow us to edit our waypoints, our tracks, import our maps, everything that you want to be able to do on your desktop, you can do with this app. And it's only 37 megs. It's tiny. Now, there are 2 apps that we have from Garmin. There's Homeport, and there's another one called Basecamp. You need to make sure you put Homeport, because Homeport is the one that's used for waterways. It will have icons and things that you don't have available in Basecamp. So you want to download this one. So we'll just go ahead and quickly download it. There we go. Run the installation. I actually already have mine installed, but this is what it'll look like, and it'll come up and ask you if you want to install. Just go ahead and click next and go through the installation, and Yes, and it will go ahead and at the very end and ask you if you want to launch it. So I'll go ahead and launch the program. And we're going to go ahead and load Homeport, and this is what it looks like. Now, it's important to remember that I did not import any of my Lakeview maps. This is just the default map that is built into Homeport, and it's very rough. Like a great example would be, you can see I have a track that goes all around here and all here. Well, that's because there's an island right here, but obviously the island is not showing up for whatever reason, but it gives you an idea. So the way you import, you can see my waypoints are already here, but the way you do this is you're going to click on My Collections, you're going to click on File, Import into my collection. You're going to go to Waypoints 2 and click Open. And that will import your data. Now you can see I've got it here twice, so I'll just delete this one. Just remove it. All right, perfect. There we go. Okay, so you guys can see here, now that we've got the maps loaded in, or the waypoints I should say, we've got all of our icons and everything set up, and it's pretty simple the way I've got it. I have icons that represent certain areas. So, for example, the fish here, the icons that I chose, this would be spring, summer, and the orangey red is fall. And it just makes it really easy when I get into a spot, I can see just really quickly what are my fall spots, what are my summer spots, and I just added as well here. So SM004 would be summer 004, and the LT is lake trout, this is bass, this is walleye, this is muskie, and anything where I indicate a largemouth, I would put an LM. Any other bass here would be smallmouth. So that's pretty much how I do that. And then I have different icons to represent different things. So for example, HZ over here, this is a hazard. So I will put this for a deadhead. So you can see here we had a crazy big log in here that was about 2 inches below the water. So I marked it as I passed by it because if I hit this on plane, it's not going to be good. The other one is let me just go to this waypoint over here. And what I like to do is I'll mark specifically where I caught the fish. So if I was positioned, say up current, I'll know, all right, there's fish right on this spot. This is where I had the boat positioned. But in this particular case here, I'll use a green star. Whoop, I went ahead and clicked on that. I'll use a green star right here. And this is because while I was parked in this spot here, I had fish all around the boat. So a green star is what I use for boat position. And that's pretty much all the icons I use. You can add rocks and other things like that. That's pretty much how I organize all of my waypoints. And I have one more, and these are these little yellow pins. FT, this would be future. So this is somebody who told me about a waypoint that was really good, and I should go check it out. So I put it as an FT003, and I try it until I either find fish or I figure out the season that they're in, or if nothing happens, I just leave them in here. And you can see here where I'm fishing rock piles and looking for fish and setting waypoints. And this would be a great example here of a waypoint that I added quite some time ago. This would have been actually on an older unit, and I imported, and I never renamed it. So chances are this will be another bass fishing spot. So you see this is Bass Fall 007. And if I scroll down here, I can see the last Bass Fall one was number 20. So I could just click right here on this guy. It lets me edit, click on it. And here I will write Bass-Fall 021. I don't plan on having thousands, so that's why I put it like that. And, oh, wait a minute, it doesn't like my name. Is there already a BF0? No, lies. Yeah, no, it's okay. And then what I'll do is I will change my little fish icon to the fall. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. And what's cool about this is, let's say I catch a fish, let's say I caught a record size fish. Well, I can go into my notes here and I can write, I can write the date. I caught it, November 28th, 2019, 10 pounds, what lures I used, You can put all kinds of information here. And I know a lot of musky fishermen will actually log every single fish that they catch on every waypoint. And this is just a really easy way to do this and not be, doing it all from your chart plotter. So here, I'll start doing several. So I'm going to copy this to clipboard. So I'm just going to highlight it, copy, close it, it'll automatically save, and then I'll click on the next one. Click on it, paste, and then this will be number 22, change the icon, and close, and bang, it's saved. Same thing over here, click on the icon, highlight, this will be 23. And you can see how you can quickly just edit this whole area and close. And that's it, guys. It's that simple. So that's how you edit your waypoints, and this is how I organize. So I do species abbreviation, season abbreviation, and then the number of the spot. And of course, you can't duplicate your names, it won't let you, so don't worry about that. And then I select easy to read icons, so I know that a fish icon means there's fish there, and depending on the color, I know what season. I can mark weed spots, I can mark rocks. Oops, I keep hitting the track. There's so many active tracks, I need to get rid of these tracks. This is like craziness. There we go. So, you know, this is a weed point, but if I want to add, you know, let's say there's a wreck there, or there's a laydown. Let's pretend there's a tree that's fallen there. I can go ahead and set that, and that'll put the tree. But you can switch it to rocks, you know, whatever you want. And because this is Garmin software, you know that all of the icons that are there are compatible with the icons that are in the unit. So all of these will show up properly. So now all I have to do is export these. So it's very, very simple. I'm just going to go ahead and click on Waypoints 2. I'm going to do File, Export, click on Export Waypoints 2. I'm going to make sure I'm back in my Garmin user data where the original one is. I'm going to save it, and it's going to say, do you want to replace it? Yes, and that'll go ahead and save. And there we go. Now, sometimes it can, like, it'll pause, it'll seem like it's frozen for a couple of seconds. Don't worry about it. It's still saving, and it'll work fine. So that's pretty much it for Homeport. And like I said, it allows you to develop a nice, flexible, I gotta figure out how I can just delete this track. Here we go. Delete, will it delete everything? There we go. Okay, track's gone. So this is a nice, easy way to just go ahead and manipulate the data and not do it from your chart plotter that takes forever. You do it from the comfort of your place, and you know, you can add notes and just take your time and get everything sorted out. And what I like to do is I'll fish an area. So let's say, you know, I fished an area where I've lost my fish. Hang on a second here. There we go. So let's say I went in here and I did a bunch of muskie fishing, and you know, I caught a bunch of fish here. So this is, you know, a muskie that I caught, but nothing else is marked. Were these muskies? Was this bass? Who knows? And this is a tiny little lake that I fish out near my campground that isn't on this default map. You know, it's a great idea to come home and just edit these when you get a chance and just sort out the whole area, so that way the next time you go, you're nice and super organized. So let's get going. Let's pull that card out, and let's plug it into the unit and import these waypoint edits that we made. Okay guys, we're back, and we're going to go ahead and take our little SD card, and we're going to go ahead and insert it in here, if I can get it in the dang slot. There we go. Push that in, and you can insert it while this is on. It's, you know, nothing's going to explode. Nav info, and we're going to go to manage data, data transfer. It's thinking about it. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do merge from card. Okay, you can also replace from card. Because I did it directly from here, it's going to replace all of the waypoints. So we're going to do replace from card. We're going to select a file. We're going to do the Waypoints 2. Replace, yes. There we go, done. Home, and now I can go to my charts, fishing chart, and here you can see where we left off, and here you can see the edits that we made. We're all here, and then if I just back off, let's go to that area that we edited, that we put in a deadhead, which is kind of far away from here. Hey look, we're over here guys. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna zoom in, and here you can see where I've marked that deadhead. You can see that's also right there. Voila. So you can see it, it's marked right here with this the little deadhead icon, if you guys can see that right here, boop. So you can see that's as easy as it is to go ahead and mark all these back. And we can see some other areas that we edited. You can see here with all the, there's like a million tracks here. I gotta delete all these active tracks. By the way, if you guys don't know how to delete all these crazy active tracks, you can actually go to menu, waypoints and tracks, active tracks, clear active track, okay. It'll nuke that, back, and there we go. And we can see here, this is a save track, I guess. And you can see here, there's my little laydown icon with the tree. And that's it. And that's the one that we edited that was a weed and we converted it to a tree. So that's it, guys. That's as easy as it gets. That's it for today, guys. That easy using the Homeport software. It is super simple to just edit these waypoints right from your desk. We got our nice little corded setup here. Let's just sit down, relax, use the keyboard and mouse to quickly edit our waypoints and get them organized. So guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope this helped you, maybe give you some ideas about how to organize your waypoints, make them easier to identify, how to really utilize them. So at a glance, looking at your chart plotter, you can quickly identify and sort, which waypoints are which, because I just found that having a bunch of red dots everywhere was super confusing and couldn't really remember, okay, when was this effective? What did I catch here, especially as a multi-species angler? So this has been, this organization method was very helpful to me. But guys, listen, I hope this helped you out. If you've got your own way that you like to organize your stuff, again, just make a comment down below. And thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for the 1,000 subs. You guys have been amazing. It's been a heck of a journey and I look forward to many years of producing videos for you guys. So thanks a lot. Don't forget, hit the like, and if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Sub! All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks a lot. Have a great time. Tight lines, all that good stuff, and peace!